Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. I am back with another guest, and I think that you're possibly my first ever ads guest, which is so exciting because my audience knows, you might not know this, but I am not anti-ads, but I am like not the ads person. So whenever someone's like, do I run ads? I'm like, I don't know. I've got to find you someone because it's not my jam. So I'm very excited to have you today. Is it Luan? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, Luan.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, I think you're not the only one that feels like a little mixed feelings when it comes to ads. So I'm here
Yeah,
to clear the air.
I can't wait. I think it's that topic that it's like people think, right? It's so hard. It's so complicated. You have to have this many dollars and these things. And so you're going to tell everyone all the things today.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes. Tell everyone a little bit about you, where you're from, and how did you get started? How'd you get started into ads?
Yeah. So I am from Kelowna, BC in Canada. It feels like one of the few Canadian entrepreneurs in the online space, just probably because our population is like so much smaller than the US. Um, but yeah, I am in Facebook and Instagram ads. Basically, long story short, is because I saw a gap in the market. But like for my full like entrepreneurial story, I was working at an agency, and I'm sure we've all been in jobs. I think a lot of people have, where like shit just hits the fan one too many times,
Oh my
and you just
gosh.
kind of need, yeah, you just need to like start your own thing.
Yep.
So I had some clients that I was taking on the side. I was burning out like majorly, working a 40-hour week and then doing my side hustle. So yeah, I decided to take it full time, and I was offering everything and anything under the sun in marketing, which is for me was a little bit exhausting. I needed to hone in my skills, and instead of being a one-woman agency, offer what I saw a gap in, which was Facebook and Instagram ads. So I honed in my services to Facebook and Instagram advertising. I've put out a few courses. I've worked with a lot of really amazing people, and I've really loved everyone that I get to connect with. And I think that's the main thing in my work is I love who I get to work with. It's advertising is amazing and I love the results that come, but it's the people I get to work with that like really motivate me.
I love that. Yes. I think we have had those, right? Those burnouts at our 9 to 5 and just seeing like, I think the online space has built this place where people are like finally figuring out like you can be you can do what you love and make really great money. And while it's not for everyone, I do think there's so much opportunity here. And when you're already at an agency and you're already learning the skill, it's like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I just leave? Right?
Exactly. Totally.
Exactly. So when we talk about ads, I think there's a lot of misconceptions, right? So let's just break them down. And you said you love to work with people. So is there a specific type of entrepreneur that's been more successful with ads?
Ooh, well, since being self-employed, I've primarily worked with like coaches and course creators and just like online business owners.
Yeah.
But I find that people that want to expand their network and want to make connections, they're really successful because they're genuine. They want to spark conversations and connect with people that are aligned with them.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other hand, there's a lot of people that are like, I want to make money really quick and I don't care how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like methods out there that work really quickly. There's an influx of money, but then there's not that trust that's built.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say people that want to make connections. And that's why I love working with change maker entrepreneurs, because they have that underlying purpose towards what they want to bring to the world. And making money is just like that bonus thing. I mean, we all need to make money,
Exactly.
but like the making the connection and lighting people up, or lighting people up,
Yes.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like making that impact. This is like a
Mhm.
hill I will die on. I'm so glad you said this because as a coach who helps coaches build, grow, and scale coaching programs, I'm always telling them, I want you first and foremost to want to make impact, to want to change people in this world. And if you don't want to do that and you only want to make money and you're getting into coach to be an influencer, to have good, pretty marketing, just to burn people on the back end, I am not the coach for you because I will rip your ass when you get into my coaching program. I will, because It's
As you
so
should.
yes, like we're here to make change. That's what coaches do. We are here to support and to make impact. And if you're not doing that, I truly believe you should not be a coach. And so I love that you said that. So your niche, am I right? Your niche is change makers?
Yeah, yeah. And like whatever that means to someone, if you identify as a change maker, then I want to work with you.
I love it. Tell me what change maker means to you.
Um, it's anyone that wants to make other people feel good in any kind of way. I like if there's a product that you're selling and you just want to make people feel amazing every day, or if you have a course or you have a message that just really lifts people up, like, yes, you are my person.
I love it. So you said you have a course, right? Do you do coaching? Do you teach other people? Do you do done for you, done with you, VIPs? Like, tell us more about how do you help people set up ads, and then we'll get into the juicy of like who is this for? How do we make it work?
Yes. Well, I do it all. So I have like a
Amazing.
VIP experience for done for you. So
Yeah.
I do take on done for you clients, help them set up I set up their ads and all of the things, get that up and running and maintain it for them. And then I also have a couple courses. So I have my signature program, which is called Dream Audience on Autopilot. And it's a big program. I do coaching in it. I also have a course only option of it, but essentially it tells you and teaches you how to run ads so that your audience is growing on autopilot. So your email list would constantly be growing. I teach you how to build your nurture sequence so that you're constantly selling. All of the juiciness is in that program. I like poured my heart and soul into it. And then I also have a DIY course. So this is great for like social media managers or anyone that wants to add advertising into their skill set. And it's a lower price point. So it's a little bit more accessible for everyone. And I also have a mini course which teaches strategy. So I kind of have a little bit of everything everywhere.
It's so amazing because I think too, like you said, when it comes to advertising, I think it's like that twofold. And I think what people are finding is on social media, it's such slow growth. And even when you want to be a change maker and you feel like I'm showing up and I'm doing all the things, I'm having the conversations and I'm doing the content, but we're like 5 years in here and I'm like not growing what I need to be. And if you can't grow quickly, how can you make change, right? Like you can only make so much change in a little amount of time. So I think the thing that people always think when it comes to ads is it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be a lot of maintenance. And you said that you teach people how to do it with low cost, low energy, in a low maintenance way. And I need you to tell everyone how. So first, let's go into cost. How much does it actually cost to run ads? And do you have to be at a certain level? Like, do you need to be at six figures to start running ads?
Um, well, so you can actually start running ads at whatever point in time that feels good to you. It's just you need to have a message that you feel good about putting money behind.
Oh.
Um, yeah, so you don't need to have hit any certain income threshold or like 5-figure months or anything. If you have a message and you want to reach people, you can run a Facebook or Instagram ad. And then in terms of cost, you can spend whatever you want to, like there's no certain budget. But what I will say is it depends on the result that you want. So if you are selling a product and you want to make a sale, you should have more budget than if you are trying to grow your email list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I primarily teach in email list growth because it's super low cost, but the return is just like insanely high because those people are living on your list and you can remarket to them basically for
Forever.
free. Yeah.
I love that too because I'm an email queen. I love email. I live and die for email. It is like the strategy that has not died. I've been in business since 2016 and it's never died. It's never like even taken a dip. I think it's like the tried and true strategy. And so when it comes to running ads to your email list, do you think, because I've heard this before, that you need to have an organic funnel that converts in order to run ads behind it and be successful?
I'd say definitely. If you want to make sure your like dollars are going to convert, you can prove that organically. But on the other hand, if you've just created your funnel and you're like, I really want to see if this is working this week, then like spend $50 and run a campaign and then you'll see. And if it didn't work, that's just $50 invested in your education. And if it does work, then bam, you have more people on your email list. So it's kind of whatever you're most comfortable with is kind of what you can run with.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So when it comes to like learning low cost, high return, what like paint us a picture. What does this look like? Are we obviously it's growing your email list. So I'm assuming this is like a freebie, maybe possibly that we're growing. But yeah, tell us more. How do we do this? Tell us everything.
Yeah, definitely. Freebies is like an amazing way to grow your email list. And I know a lot of people online are saying that like PDF freebies are dead. They're so not dead. Oh my gosh. They really work well with ads. Quizzes work really
Really?
well, and like free trainings work really well.
Mhm.
So any way that you can get people onto your email list and it's like a low pressure thing for them. I find with running ads towards things that people need to show up, like live masterclasses do tend to be more expensive because there's a commitment required for that person. It's more than just them putting their email in and
Yeah.
then they're delivered something. They actually have to like come live, and like that's scary
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
so
so interesting.
yeah, it is super interesting. People love like a low pressure way to enter your world. So that's what a freebie offers them. And
Yeah.
then your nurture sequence with your email list is just like a way for you to really, I mean, I'm sure you talk about this all the time, like show who you are, show what offer you give, and like why someone should sign up for one of your offers.
Amazing. So, is there a strategy if that you could give someone right now that you think is like tried and true? So, for example, you say like spend $7 a day and you're going to in a month have 100 new leads or some kind of metrics, or is it so far across the board that it's hard to really say?
It is pretty hard to say. Like if I was going to recommend an amount for someone to spend on ads, I'd say
Yeah.
$10 a day is like a great place to start and then test. But in terms of your cost per result or cost per lead, that's going to vary depending on your industry, how in demand your freebie is or your message is, and who you are, how you present yourself, what your ads look like, what your landing page is like. Like there's so many different factors,
Yeah.
but if you want to test and see what's going to convert, $10 a day. And then you can cross reference that with RevealBot. I think it's revealbot.com has all of the ad costs right now. So if you want to see if your cost per lead is comparable to what the average is, then you
Yeah.
can go there.
Amazing. So with ads, and you're starting like brand new, fresh, how low maintenance is it to actually set up and run? And the second question to that is, how do you know if it's working? Because I'm so impatient. Like day two, if I don't have like massive amount of leads, I'm like, it's not working, pull it.
So fair. I think a lot of people are like that. So the first part of your question. So if you're completely new, what is the maintenance like? So obviously there's going to be a learning curve when you are learning how to run ads and like a new platform. If you ever have like a project management software that you're setting up, like there's a learning curve that comes with a new software. So
Yeah.
I would give yourself some time and some grace to figure it out. But once you've figured it out and you've set up your first campaign, like once you've hit publish, then I mean, check on it weekly. Like
Yeah.
it really doesn't need to be super high maintenance. You can check on it every day, but I don't recommend tweaking it too much. So all it is just like literally looking at it and then being like, okay. And then that's basically the maintenance. But if you're noticing like, oh my gosh, I've spent $100 and I haven't gotten anything that I've been wanting to get out of this,
Yeah.
you can always edit things, toggle your campaign off and like make adjustments and then toggle it back on and go from there. But yeah, sorry, what was the second part of your question again?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you kind of answered, but like, how long do you let it run before you decide like this isn't working? Or at what point do you decide something has to change?
I'd say if you notice you're not getting any conversions, but you're getting a ton of clicks, then
Mm,
it's probably time to change something. The like almost the number one reason I would say that ads don't convert is because there's a conversion tracking issue. Like the ads themselves are probably set up just fine, but your pixel on your website probably isn't set up properly. So if you're getting a ton of clicks, your ad is doing great. It's your website that's not converting. So either it needs to be optimized or your pixel needs to be fixed on your website. Um, and you would know that probably pretty quickly. If you have, I don't know, like 20, 30 clicks and no conversions for like a freebie, then it's time to change something.
Yeah.
Or if your ad's been running a week and you've spent $10 a day and you haven't gotten any conversions, then it's probably time to change something.
Okay, this is great. This is so good because I feel like people, I think what we're seeing, like I said before, is that shift of like, I don't want to do the hustle and grind of social, but ads seems like this big, scary beast. And so in your offers and your programs and in your program, are you walking people through like the actual setup, the checking on it, the like every step of the way we're holding each other's hand?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, Dream Audience on Autopilot is basically like my hand-holding platform, like course. It shows you everything from like mindset to like goal setting to literal walkthroughs of everything. Like everything under the sun is in that program. And then the DIY Facebook ads course, essentially is like a tutorial course where it shows you and walks you through walkthroughs um, of every little piece of Facebook Ads Manager. So if there's a button you're like, I don't know what that does, there's probably a lesson on it within DIY Facebook ads.
I love it. I love a good framework. I'm like the queen of like, you need to have a good framework. Sounds like you
Yes.
have an amazing one. So tell the audience too, how do you create and position your free offer so that it is a no-brainer, right? Because it needs to be a no-brainer freebie in order for it to convert. And so what is that even look like?
Yeah. Well, market research is a great place to start. So if you notice people are asking the same question over and over, or if you're gathering market research and people are like, I want to do this, but there's this one thing that's stopping me, then that's probably the sweet spot for a freebie. The other thing you can do is think about the transformation you offer with your main paid offer. And then what's that you can give in a freebie, but on a much smaller scale. And that's an immediate transformation. So an example could be for like a photographer, like 5 things you can wear for your first brand photo shoot that are going to make you feel amazing. And like, who wouldn't download that? I would download
Right?
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like an immediate transformation and it makes people feel good. It's not like 10 mistakes you're doing with your first brand photo shoot. Like, ick.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So good. And like you said, I think sometimes it's just like that tweak, that copy, that the way that you're speaking to your audience, and that has to come from knowing your audience too. And so I am off, like I have self-proclaimed as an offer queen, but I think so many people miss the mark of delivering what your audience wants and not what you know that they need, right? So when you have an offer, give them what they want and what they need, but when you're marketing, just give them what they're asking for. Stop trying to overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, though, tell them what they need. Well, like give them what they need
Yes.
and don't tell them what they need because that's not going to make people feel like you're listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they're telling you like the same things over and over and over again, we're like, okay, this is what they want. And
Yeah.
so many of my people are like, I know, but they need this. I'm like, okay, we know that you're going to deliver that in your offer, but that's not going to convert in your marketing.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That is so key. And tell them in a way that they're going to understand.
Yes. Like speak their
Yeah.
language.
Yes.
Yeah. So when it comes to ads, do you think it's a multitude of things? It's like having that really good offer, having the copy that speaks to them, having it technically set up, right? The tech part of it set up. I'm doing air quotes. If you're not watching this video right now, then you're like, I don't know what's going on. You're setting up the tech pieces. And then after that, you have spent ads. And now we're just tracking and gathering data and making decisions after that.
Yeah, basically. And it really can like kind of speak to your organic strategy as well, because you're able to measure so many more analytics when you run a paid ad. So if you're looking at your campaign and let's say you've ran 3 ads in your campaign, you can be like, oh my gosh, okay, this one advertisement, that's a still image of me smiling with like a little, I don't know, title of my freebie on it. That's performing really well in ages 20 to 35 for women in the US. Like that's a great thing to know because most of my audience on Instagram is those people like on my organic social media platform. So you can have that speak to your organic strategy. And if certain messaging is performing well, you can be like, okay, more of my email nurture sequence should have messaging like this, or the copy on my website should speak to this, and different things like that. Talking videos also tend to perform really well. So
Yeah.
if you notice that performs well for you with an ad, then maybe include some more talking videos on your website, organically on social media. Like there's just so many things you can do with it.
Yeah. And I didn't never even thought of it that way, like gathering data, because I think for a lot of business owners, every business owner needs data. But in the new stages, when you don't have those answers, it's hard to make decisions where if you were to run ads, you're going to immediately get data and then we can make better decisions. So that's a really interesting way to think of it because I've never thought of it that way before. But I do think for all my under 6-figure earners, this is going to be a great conversation because I think they think I have to be at 6 figures, right? And I've even said, like, don't put money towards ads if you don't have a funnel, if you don't have anywhere to send them to, right? If you don't have a place to send them, you don't have your offer built, you're not confident in who you're talking to, don't run ads. And maybe you shouldn't at that level. But I think we make those, right? We get it put together. But then after that, it's okay, well, where am I going to market? How can I fast track this? And it can be, like you said, low cost, low maintenance.
Yeah, literally exactly that. And I think you're right. I think you do need somewhere to send them in order to run ads. And I think that that's probably like the key piece of criteria is that you should have somewhere to send them and feel good about your offer that you're sending them to. Because, you know, if you don't have proof of concept, if you don't have anything, at least you have your confidence.
Right.
Yeah. So just bare bones, there should be that, like you're sending them somewhere and you feel really good about it. So that's your criteria to run ads.
I love that. Okay. We're going to ask our last question, our infamous question. If you were going to write a book, what would you write about?
Okay. I was thinking about this. I think it would have to be something surrounding mental health and navigating that. I think coming out of like high school, college, and into adult life, I think that that would be it. And it's so funny because it's not related necessarily to marketing or business, but I think that that's something that's missing. And I do try to incorporate as much mental health into my work as I can. But yeah, I think that's a message that I'd want to spread.
I love it. And I think it always relates too, because I am such an advocate for life is always going to life. And so if you do not actively work on your life and your mindset and your mental health, your business can easily crumble because it's hard to show up when you're self-employed, but your mental health is not at 100%. And so I do think you're right. It does need to be talked about. And so I love that. And if you ever write the book, please send it my way.
Yes, will do. Thank you.
Yes. Tell everyone where they can find you, your socials, your programs, how can they work with you? Tell them everything.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram. It's just at Luan Jardine, my name. And that's the same as my website, luanjardine.com. I have a freebie. So it's my actual ad strategy that I put into a PDF for you if you want that. I'd also love to offer your listeners my ultimate ad strategy mini course for $20 off, which brings it to $47. It's basically all of my master classes in a little mini course that teaches you everything you need to know about feeling good about running an ad campaign. So the code for that will be BWE20.
Love it. Everything will be down below. So you can go check her out on social, check out her website, get her mini course. That is a steal. Like that is such a great deal. The code will be below. So you guys can put that in, get your discount. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Absolutely. And to all of our listeners, we will chat with you on the next episode.